My body's rejecting me. Hey, welcome to MASH on This, Mashable's daily culture and entertainment show that gives you tomorrow's biggest news stories today, sponsored by Ally's Hardest Working Dollar. I'm your host, Eric Balling, who's finally off antipsychotics, also known as Dory Greenberg. On MASH on This, we give you a quick little rundown of what we think is the best the internet has to offer. So be sure to tell us what you think in the comments, and we'll get to them at the end of the show. Now, let's get into it, shall we? Happy Monday to you, and also a very merry Made in America week to you and yours. Our president has declared this week Made in America week to help promote products manufactured in the United States, which I am totally on board with. But there's just one big problem with the man behind this week-long holiday. Turns out, Donald and Ivanka Trump's products are not made in the USA. In fact, most of Donald's clothing items have been made in Mexico and China. Just last week, the Washington Post reported on Ivanka's fashion line and found that much of it is made by low-wage workers in countries such as Bangladesh and Indonesia. The president is supposed to host a Made in America product showcase and deliver a speech that encourages companies to produce more at home, but people on social media are already not having it. Let's take a look. Yeah, that person, Matt McDermott, he's verified, so whatever he says must be taken as fact. And yeah, we'll get back to you on that, or they'll come out with something that's just completely against it. Yep, and here's a proof positive that these things are not coming out of the good old US of A. Don't you just love the smell of blatant hypocrisy in the morning? Again, just to be clear, I think it's great to reinvigorate the American-based workforce, but it's hard to take this made-up holiday seriously when the man leading the charge isn't practicing what he preaches. And in other news about our uncertain times, what do we get? Oh, jeez. Okay, you guys, you have to warn me next time. I thought we were starting with a different image. You can't just spring this up. I'm sorry to you at home, too. This is Ann Coulter. In case you don't know, the conservative centaur whose literary works include Demonic, How the Liberal Mob is Endangering America, and Never Trust a Liberal Over 3, Especially a Republican. She recently launched a litany of tweets attacking Delta Airlines because they asked her to move seats. Coulter was upset that even though she booked a specific seat that can accommodate a centaur-like lower body, the seat was then given away without explanation. And if it were any other person, the relatively understandable complaint would have ended there. But because this is Ann Coulter we're talking about, none of us were surprised when she then decided to personally berate both the crew and the passenger that took her seat. Delta apologized to Ann via Twitter and offered to refund the $30 that the special seat cost, but they made it very clear that they weren't cool with all the unnecessary name-calling. This is truly a case of dumb versus dumber, where the winner is no one, and the loser is all of us for having to pay attention to Ann Coulter. And if you think you've had enough of distressing news regarding air travel for one day, surprise, there's more. But first, you should know that I have a low-key love for farting. I truly think it's one of life's most underappreciated pastimes and one of the richest sources of comedy out there. But I'll admit, there are many times when cutting the cheese is not at all a laughing matter, like when you're in extremely close quarters with no freedom to escape the smelly situation. Yesterday, it was reported by a local news station in North Carolina that an American Airlines plane was evacuated because someone farted so badly that it sparked widespread nausea and headaches. Unfortunately for the news station and the passengers, the story about this potent fart simply was not true. It was actually a mechanical issue with the plane itself that caused the foul smell, and only one person was so overwhelmed by the odor that they needed medical attention, but the rest of the plane deboarded normally. Still, pretty bleak situation for those passengers, and quite frankly, I would rather it be a massive fart than a broken piece of machinery on the large metal box flying way above ground. Farts will fade, but dying a horrible death by falling out of the sky lasts forever. Y'all, Amazon is that overachieving kid from high school who participated in almost every extracurricular activity there was. The company is currently captain of the e-commerce team, vice president of the food industry club thanks to their Whole Foods purchase, a quiet member of the installation and repair club with their new in-house team of gadget experts, and now they might be trying out for the National Messaging Society, because that's right. Rumor has it that Amazon is going to tackle the wild world of mass communication with their app called Anytime, which supposedly has text messaging, audio and video calling, and photo and video sharing with filters, mentions, GIFs, and games, according to a report from AFTV News. The retail giant has begun to survey its customers about potential features for Anytime. And this wouldn't exactly be Amazon's first foray into messaging either. If you are a business person, you might already be aware of Chime, Amazon's video conferencing app that hopes to steal users from Skype for Business and WebEx. The company also recently added voice calling and messaging features to Alexa-equipped devices. However, the Anytime app is specifically taking aim at other full-service social apps like Facebook and WhatsApp. Jeff Bezos is at the helm of a company that just doesn't want to focus on one specific area of expertise. And like that overachieving kid in high school, this need to break into all these different industries could result in either overwhelming future success or a complete and total mental breakdown. Which do you think will happen to Amazon? Let us know in the comments. I also just want to note that my mouth is very numb. I went to the doctor's this morning and it's just starting to not be numb, and I'm talking normally, so apologies for all the weird vocal missteps. Moving on. I've recently started taking better care of my nails. Ooh. And I have lots of friends that go all out with nail art. It's a great medium for self-expression, or in some cases, a creative billboard to tell the world what's going on in your life. And this is why period-themed nails are now a thing. Canada-based artist named Annalise Hoffmeyer recently created nail art that consists of a white backdrop with dripping blood and a little blue string to really drive home the fact that this is about tampons and nothing else. And while Annalise's look is the first we've seen that's solely dedicated to those little cottony discharge stoppers, there are others out there, mostly women, who have used their talents to display beautiful works of period art. In fact, another artist named Erin Hart created a line of nail decals so that ladies can easily display their own period pride loud and proud. And I can't help but feel a sense of sisterhood when I see this, because periods shouldn't be a source of shame for any woman. However, I don't know if I can get down with the little tampon strings, and that's purely for functional reasons. I don't want to have to explain that my backpack zipper is jammed because my nail's gratuitous tampon string got caught in it. Nobody has time for that, especially not me. And while we're on the topic of ladies' issues, we are balls deep in wedding season, and as a woman in her late 20s, I literally cannot escape it no matter how hard I try. And on very special occasions, sometimes the people in the wedding don't even want to be a part of it either. When a woman named Sarah Cummins didn't want to get married anymore, but mostly didn't want her non-refundable $30,000 wedding booking to go to waste, she threw a party for Indiana's homeless population instead. She decided that rather than throw away the food she pre-purchased, she would invite those less fortunate to dine with her. On top of that, several local businesses and residents donated suits, dresses, and other items for the guests to wear. And when asked about the awkward runaway bride situation, Cummins said that when she approached her ex-fiancé about donating the dinner, he agreed to what he believed was a selfless way to handle things. And we don't know why these two called off the wedding, and honestly we don't care, because many people were beyond thankful that they did. And here's to more people calling off their weddings, Mazel Tov, L'chaim, the whole thing.